So I grabbed my stuff in Acker, and now I'm on my way out of the parking lot and to Konza. Can't tell if you can see anything or not from that angle. I'm going to tighten up your stroke. Sorry. Yeah, I slept until 10:45 today, and I still only got 6 hours of sleep. It's like finals week, only more intense. Okay, hope you can see now. So again, there's Acker parking lot. Generally park over here. Not really sure why. We're heading out into Denison Avenue. In front of us used to be a nice little lot with like a parking lot and pine trees, but they cut it all down in the last couple of weeks, and they're building something. Kind of sad. There are kingbirds nesting in those trees. Western kingbirds. Now we're going to get stopped at the light at College Heights Road. If I would take that right, it would take me back to Wesley. On this drive I can't see much because it's dark, but can't see any other cars because there's none out. So we're passing the stadium on the left, which is kind of one of the stadiums. It's kind of shaped like a castle, which is cool. And then on the right is a giant parking lot and a little electric plant, and St. Isidore's, the Catholic church, where I attend Mass. The parking lot is where I saw my Western kingbirds. They nest in the little power source there. St. Isidore's is under renovation. I think I sent you a photo of like the sanctuary, which was very lovely. But right now we're actually having Mass in the student center, like the Newman Center. This is Anderson Avenue, really the main road that runs through town. If you take it right, you would head toward like a little grocery plaza that includes like Panera and Dillon's, and Dillon's the grocery store, not the clothing store. But I've been over that way when we go shopping as a group, but I do all my shopping on the left, like the eastern side of town, just because it's closer to Konza, so I'm over there. The airport is also back if I had turned right, so that would be how I exit Manhattan for good. Now we're stopped at the light at like the 17th Street. Luckily, these streets are generally all labeled with numbers, so it's easy to find. But if I would turn right on there, and then I would hit the road that Alice lives on, Osage. There's a lot of bikers about. In the morning at like 5:30 or so, when I am generally out driving, there's always a ton of people running and people walking their dogs with little like reflective vests, like their dogs have reflective vests. It's kind of crazy. So now we're stopped at 14th Street. Up ahead of us is Aggieville, the bar district. I've ate at Celtic Star, a like English style pub with the field team once. That was nice. And I had Guinness sauce for my bread, for my soda bread, so that was sort of like a real English pub experience. I went to the Dancing Ganesha, which is an Indian food store with the field team, of course, and that was a day that I was out with Emily, and we were running so late that we got there 25 minutes after the restaurant closed, and about 45 minutes after everyone else got there, and they had ordered our food for us, so it was there when we got there. On our left is Central Park. Of course, this being the Little Apple, everything is named after every part of New York. There's a swimming area here, like with a pool and water slides and all sorts of fun-looking things. And it is packed right now. I don't know why everyone is there, but I have never gone there. Apparently, there's like a couple hours every night where it's only a couple bucks to get in. But I don't have time for swimming, so. There's volleyball courts. There's a little like splash area that you don't have to pay to get into. Nice little park. Another restaurant that I went to like the first day I was here in town was a Mexican restaurant. I don't remember what it was, and I just got like guacamole, but that's all the places I've eaten in Aggieville. It's a bookstore that is really, really nice. Used bookstore that has basically any book you want to find, which I'm not used to having in these bookstores. So now we're on Points Avenue. On our right is the linear trail access. It's like a trail that runs around the town, which doesn't make it linear, so I'm not really sure why it's called linear trail. But Manhattan survived a pretty dreadful flood quite a long time ago, like more than 75 years ago, I think. And they built a series of levees around the town. And so a lot of the linear trail runs on those because they're like raised levees. And I've gone out birding on parts of it. If we had continued on Anderson past Aggieville, we would have hit like the shopping area that I generally go to with Walmart and Menards, Hobby Lobby, places like that. Not that I shopped at Hobby Lobby. Up here on the right, by all this construction, is like the town library. It's pretty big. I think it's bigger than Medina's, but I haven't been there. It just looks large. They're redoing the children's wing. That's what all the construction is. They're all out on the road. So I think this is considered downtown Manhattan now. Points Avenue is interesting. Stock footage of it was used in the beginning of Friday Night Lights, either the movie or the TV show, I don't remember. So that's its claim to fame. Right now it has all these white flags up. I don't know if you can see them from your angle. They're advertising the county fair, or at least the community fair. I don't know if it's a county fair or not, but they have a rodeo, which seems more legitimate than a rodeo in Ohio. And they have a 4-H parade that runs through here. I'm sure I've probably complained about it before, but they don't have a 4th of July parade, but they have a 4-H parade. Don't get that. I'm turning here on 4th Street. If I went up another street and turned right, that's where Applebee's is. Been there once. I did walk up and down these roads, just like browsing the shops one evening after most of them had closed, just to say I did. They're just little like Medina-like stores, little boutiques, and basically like downtown Medina. Giant cement truck in my way. This is a college town and it is summer, so I've dealt with construction the entire time I've been here. Up in front of us, there's a new building going in. So they've had these roads like intermittently closed the entire summer. So you always just kind of wonder which road is closed whenever you're coming. Alright, so up here we're going to be stopped at 3rd Street, which would take you right back into town. On our right is the Flint Hills Discovery Center, which is like a little science center. Apparently I've never been there. I've heard that some of the exhibits are a little bit inaccurate about the plant life, but that's from scientists who are currently working on it, so you can't expect it to be perfect. Right now on this bridge we're crossing over, or we'll be crossing over Tuttle Creek Road. Tuttle Creek is the main road that runs on the outskirts of the city. It will take you to like Tuttle Creek State Park, where I've been. There's a giant dam there and a beach. Or it'll take you to like Fort Riley and Ogden, the towns, if you would go the other way. We're crossing over the Kansas River right now. Manhattan is where the Kansas and the Blue Rivers meet, which is why it was used as a town for Native Americans and settlers. I'm actually going to be canoeing up the Kansas River a week from yesterday, next Thursday. So now we're passing a little gas station that I use every once in a while, because it's on both parts of Konza. And I forgot to point out, right after that bridge that crosses the river, there is there's a turn there, McDowell Creek Road, and that's how you get to Konza's headquarters, just a little ways down that road. plot COB through a gate that I generally just roll under because I don't have a key. Konza and all the other plots are accessed through a series of locked gates. Konza, it's just a combination lock. The combo is 12-20, so I have to get in every day using 5 or 6 locks at 12-20. But the cattle plots are key locks, and we have a couple sets of keys, but Alice keeps one and Emily keeps the other. So when I'm not with them, I roll. This is a 70 zone, so it's always fun trying to get your turn on and off when it's busy. Luckily, it's not busy today. If I would turn right here, I would, I guess right up here is gate number 3, and that's how I get to like C3S, C in the plot. There's a day I'm on the road back there, I think it's a Badger. Never slowed down to look. I hope you can see, I've been trying to point this out to a variety of different videos I've taken, and every time I've managed to not put the angle right. But up ahead of us on the right hand side of the road is a cottonwood tree. That is how I remember my turn to get off to gate 5, which is like Konza's main 177 access points. Never seen anyone parked in front of the gate here, but I guess I wouldn't want to take that little private vehicle out in the prairie anyway. So now I have to unlock this gate to take me to C3A. In my lab clothes today instead of my field clothes, because last night by the time I left lab I really didn't want to have to pull my clothes out of the car and put them back in, and since I'm basically living out of the van lately anyway, just leaving all my food and everything in here, I'm like whatever, I'll just leave my field clothes, so I'll change it when I get there. So, up on the right of this road, this two-track, or this road, I guess, not a two-track, just a road. On the right is plot C3A. Plot burned every 3 years, grazed by cattle. And C3B, which has the same regime, is on the left. If I had to guess, I think C3A was burned more recently, but it's hard to tell. So up here is a little cow corral where the cowboys will bring the cows in and round them up and weigh them, and brand them and everything every once in a while. I don't know if you can see these cows on the road. Sometimes you get like 100 cows on the road and it takes you forever to get through. plots. So I'm much more accustomed to the cows than I am to the bison or anything like that. If you were here driving with this in the morning with me, I generally always flush quail right in here because they like brushier areas. So around the creeks and the lowlands, you get a lot of quails. Is probably the most heavily researched plot on Konza, just because of the easy access right off the road, right through the most easily accessible gate. So always passing vehicles working along here. I sat here for a nest yesterday that had already fledged, but I was just sitting and watching it for a little bit. I think this is Emily's Blazer. Field vehicle Emily uses, so that means the rest of our team is out here. Yeah, this is the Blazer. Hello, Blazer. I thought they gotta be they're dragging a rope behind them every day to try to find new nests. Because our goal is 100 and we have 96. And we have about 2 weeks left of field work. I only have a couple more days before I'm going to have to start to stay in lab all day. This is probably, the nest I'm going to today is probably my last nest that I'm going to observe, but Emily's getting kind of worried they're not going to meet their goal. It's meadowlarks in the road, and mourning doves in the road, and grasshopper sparrows in the road. Lots of, all the young, grasshopper sparrows that have just fledged out of nests just hang out on the roads because they have nothing better to do. So you can get big flocks of grasshopper sparrows, and the meadowlarks are the same way. They're like little gangs of young meadowlarks. I already recorded a video, or I thought I was recording a video of this drive, and it took me